Hey guys, today we're going to talk about Klaviyo reviews versus Judge Me versus Yotpo. We're going to talk everything about it because I've used all three of these platforms, so I can actually tell you what each platform has, which one I think you should prefer and which one you shouldn't. So let's actually just get into it. By the way, if you don't know me, I'm Kevin. I've made millions of dollars for e-commerce brands using retention marketing, and I can do the same for you. So let's get started. Klaviyo is actually very new to the reviews game, and so it is going to have much less features. And so that's something you got to keep in mind. Number one difference with Klaviyo, Judge, and Yotpo, but the pricing is actually much steeper than obviously Judge, which is extremely cheap. But also Yotpo, so the Yotpo pricing, let's just say the growth plan is between $19 and $249 per month for 50 to 800 orders, which is actually more expensive than Klaviyo. Surprising, I didn't even know that. Actually, I didn't. I actually, that's one of the reasons I recommended it to my client. It's because Yotpo is more expensive. Anyway, let's just look at like Yotpo growth, or actually like Yotpo Prime, because that's what I assume like a lot of you guys might be using. So that's the pricing. Let's actually look at the unlimited review requests on all plans. You can't get that on Klaviyo or Yotpo. You have to get it on Judge. So that's another advantage of Judge. And the third thing I want to talk about is, by the way, is the Google stuff. So before I even talk about that, the other thing is Klaviyo doesn't have like the separate product reviews and shop reviews. So if you're going to import your reviews from Yotpo to Klaviyo or from Judge to Klaviyo, what's going to happen is Klaviyo, it will not be able to import your shop reviews. And so if you want to import your shop reviews, don't use Klaviyo because you're going to lose all of your shop reviews. And so I would not recommend Klaviyo to people who have a lot of shop reviews and you want to keep those shop reviews. You're not going to be able to use Klaviyo. Well, you are going to be able to use it. You're just not going to be able to import those reviews to Klaviyo. So yeah, that's one of the things. The other thing is, of course, the Google thing that you're gonna lose when you lose your shop reviews. So apparently only Yotpo has the Google partnership. I'm not exactly sure if Judge is able to do the Google thing. So basically what happens is with the Google partnership, you're gonna see when someone Googles your website, they're going to see like a 5 stars and the number of reviews there. When someone looks at your products, they're going to see that. I'm pretty sure Klaviyo also does the thing with Google. So yeah, the product thing doesn't really matter, but on your website, on like the website snippet, it's going to show like, the thing. So Google seller ratings, this is what it's going to look like, right? It's like when someone Googles your store, it's going to look at like it's the title of the store, description, then there's this thing. So this thing is not available with Klaviyo. It's also not available. I'm not sure if it's available with Judge. So yeah, Judge.me is not an authorized Google review partner. So you're not going to be able to do that with Judge reviews the same way you're able to do that with Yotpo reviews. So that might be a big example, a big advantage of having Yotpo if you're the type of brand that has like a lot of customers coming from Google search and things like that. Like if you have like SEO things, then Yotpo reviews might be extremely helpful to you in that regard, right? Another thing with Klaviyo, Judge, and Yotpo is that you can use SMS reviews. So you don't need to worry about that SMS review request. So you don't need to worry about that. Review widget and preview badge. This is available in like every single thing that we're talking about, Yotpo, Klaviyo, and Judge. Now, honestly, the best thing about Klaviyo is like it's so much easier to modify your review request thing, which is like amazing because when you try to design an email inside Yotpo or Looks or Judge or any other review app, it's really difficult and you're not even sure what the final product is going to look like. Although you can request like a preview, but it's always like kind of weird because Klaviyo is the email sending software, right? So you have more trust in Klaviyo sending proper emails compared to these two. But maybe that's just in my head, whatever. But yeah, like I said, like it's so much easier to design an email inside Klaviyo, and you can add as many emails as you want. Like if you want to have a review request flow with like 10 different emails going out, like with like a million different conditions, you can do that within Klaviyo. You cannot do that within Judge or Yotpo. So that is a huge advantage of Klaviyo over those things. Now you can connect Judge and Yotpo to Klaviyo. Personally, I wouldn't do that because of the next thing I'm about to talk about, which is being able to add a review inside the email. So with Judge and Yotpo, you are able to do that. You can just literally just add a review inside the email. You cannot do that with Klaviyo. So that is a huge disadvantage of having Klaviyo, which is that people would have to click on one of the stars and then they would be led to a different, to a different web page in order to actually type the review. So what they would receive is like an email, and then they would go to a web page that kind of looks like this, and they would like add their thing there. Klaviyo has this like AI feature. I don't even know if it's actually helpful, but I think those are really the main differences. Is like, can you add a review inside the email? Can you design really complex email flows? Can you, is it like a native email sending software? Can you use Google Seller ratings and things like that? Apparently, Yotpo uses smart prompts, which is a very interesting feature, which you can try out. And another nice thing about Judge is you can actually showcase how good you are at collecting reviews. So one of my clients has like this, they have like a bunch of badges of like, I don't know, awards that Judge gives to its customers. It's like 95% of their reviews, 99% of the reviews are published, 95% of the reviews are 5 stars and things like that. So that's something that might be pretty interesting for you. With Klaviyo reviews, by the way, it's also very easy to A/B test. I forgot to mention this, but basically you can A/B test like designs and things like that, and like, you can A/B test like the copy. You can do that with Judge pretty easily. You can do that with Yotpo, but I just like Klaviyo because of how easy it is to use. Oh yeah, one more cool thing about Judge is it has like an analytics tab where you can actually see like the analytics of the various softwares and things like that. So that's something you might want to check out. So on the analytics tab, you can like see like a lot of the important information about how a certain template performed and things like that. One of my use cases with the analytics tab was like, I was looking at like the new design that I published versus the old design, and it looked like the new design actually did have more product reviews, but it didn't have more shop reviews. So you have that kind of granularity of the data with those analytics, which you can't have with Klaviyo and the other things. So that's another thing you can check out. Klaviyo, personally, it has a way to go, a long way to go. Like, there's like review quotes, but it's not really useful. It's not that useful. It's not that nice. By the way, verified reviews in Klaviyo. Another thing I really hate about Klaviyo is that you say Klaviyo applies it after confirming reviews. That's not how it works. Klaviyo applies it if someone clicks through an email and then goes to like write the review. But if someone doesn't click through the review request email, if they go to the website by themselves, even if the email is the same as the placed order email, Klaviyo still wouldn't count that person as a verified review because they didn't go directly through an email. So that's a really annoying part of it. Klaviyo is pretty good, honestly. We had some problems with like in the initial setup, and support was really responsive. I'm pretty sure Yotpo support is also extremely responsive. Not sure about Judge support because they only like charge $15 a month. I'm not sure if their support is going to be amazing, but you can check them out as well. Yeah, there's like a limited number of like reminders that you can do directly through Judge. I'm not sure if it's the same if you like switch, if you use Judge and like just use Klaviyo to send the emails. But personally, I don't do that because Judge has the advantage of like being able to write the review inside the email, and I personally don't even feel like that there's a need to send more than 2 or 3 emails for sending reviews. Another thing I really don't like about Klaviyo is that you can only send a review request for one single product at a time. So it doesn't have the feature of like that, like for example, Judge has, where you can send a review request for like 2 products at the same time, or like every single product in the order, you can send a review request in the same email for all of those products. You can even send a shop review at the end of the email. Like Judge is extremely customizable when it comes to like the reviews, like the emails and stuff. So that's a really good advantage of not having Klaviyo, I guess. Another thing that a lot of people like to do is like a lot of people have this reviews tab, which is actually really helpful. So one of my clients has like this verified reviews tab on the right hand side that you can see here, and basically what it does is like when you click on it, it shows you all the shop reviews, all the product reviews and things like that. and you can put it on your homepage and any other page that you like, which is really useful if you just simply want to just show your customers all the social proof that you have without them having to go to a product and go to the reviews section to see the social proof, which you can't do, which is all you can do in Klaviyo, so yeah, that's another disadvantage of using Klaviyo is you can't have that little tab on the right hand side. If you want to have that tab, don't use Klaviyo. Alright guys, so that's all I wanted to say when it comes to Klaviyo versus Judge versus Yotpo. Honestly, if they all have like different use cases, personally, I don't see any use case where like Klaviyo comes out on top. If you really want to like customize the designs and things like that, you can just integrate Klaviyo with Judge, Klaviyo with Yotpo, and just work through that instead of like buying Klaviyo reviews where you might get less reviews at the cost of better email design. And by the way, I have tested it. Sometimes, depending on the brand, depending on the store, designed emails actually might perform worse than not designed email, like the default email templates that Judge or Yotpo give you, because in the default email templates, it's like easier to like just literally just read the text and write a review, versus like the design where you have to wait for it to load. You have to like look at the text and like figure out what the email is really about before you get to the reviews part. So, that's something you might want to keep in mind. Sometimes designed emails do perform well with reviews. So I'm not going to say like they never perform well, but they actually, they might actually like, but all I'm saying is like you want to test that, right? So yeah, that's with Klaviyo. Honestly, the only reason to use Yotpo over Judge is the Google seller ratings. Like if that's really important to you, if a lot of your traffic actually does come from Google search, then you might want to try Yotpo. Judge is really, really cheap, so it's really, really good for like small brands and like medium-sized brands. Like if you just don't want to spend that much on a freaking reviews app, just use Judge. You know what I'm saying? Yotpo, you can honestly sacrifice Google seller ratings if you like. People are gonna click on a website to see, and if you put like the reviews tab on the right hand side, the left hand side, people are gonna be able to see your reviews anyway. So I wouldn't worry too much about the Google seller ratings. But like I said, if a ton of your traffic comes from Google search, that might be useful. So yeah, that's Yotpo versus Judge versus Klaviyo. If you like this video, just leave a thumbs up or whatever you cool kids are supposed to do. Also, if you have any problems with acquisition costs or just want to retain more customers, there's a link down in the description below. You might want to check it out. It's not a lead magnet or anything like that. It's literally just me explaining what we do at our agency. So it might help you out. But even if you don't check it out, you were awesome for watching this video. Thank you for watching. See ya. Goodbye.